Hi everyone and welcome to Defi Daily, the channel where every day we talk about DeFi, going through different analysis, tutorials and news. Today we're going to talk about Parrot. Parrot is a protocol into the DeFi ecosystem of Solana. And this is something that is really important to know. And I know that sometimes could be boring just talking about stablecoins or protocols that are not able to offer us some incredible yields, because that's true. Parrot is not offering some incredible yields and is not that kind of platform. But there is another reason why Parrot is really important, and you should absolutely know exactly how it works and why we need more platform, more protocols like Parrot, and we will discover it in a moment. Before to start, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel. If you are new, all you have to do is just press the subscribe button, and please leave me also a thumbs up to help me spread the word and reach more people. It's just a small action, but really means a lot to me, and if you do it, I would really appreciate it. A quick disclaimer, always remember that all the contents in this channel are just for educational purpose. Nothing has to be intended as a financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, great, that could be really a good idea, but please do always your own research to have a broader overview and to take always better decisions. Okay, we are ready to start, and I would like to jump into the topic starting with the Parrot documentation. And I would like to start with this sentence. The Parrot protocol is a DeFi network built on Solana that will include the stablecoin PAI, a non-custodial lending market, and a margin trading VAMM. These are all use cases designed to solve one single problem: making value locked in DeFi system accessible. And this is something really important, because making value locked into the DeFi ecosystem accessible is something that is really important. And what does it mean? It means that, for example, if you are using a platform like I don't know, Saber, Sunny, or whatever other platform you are using, or if you are just holding some coins, like let's say Solana, Bitcoin, or whatever you have, what's the problem? The problem is that you are not liquid, because yes, do you want to hold them, but at the same time you are lacking the ability to catch any opportunity on the market, to make more investments and so on. And the reason is quite easy, because if you have any investment into the DeFi, you are in a certain way locked. You don't have any other liquidity to do any other operation. And through Parrot, they are creating some mechanism that is interesting, because it's allowing people to have liquidity even if they are already invested in something else. And we will discover exactly how does it work. And moreover, they are working on some stablecoin. They are introducing a new stablecoin. The name of this stablecoin is PAI. PAI is a stablecoin exactly as it is USDC, USDT, and all the other stablecoins that are more famous than PAI. The reason why PAI is different is because it's not backed by some companies, but is backed by your own LP tokens or your own asset. And how we will see in a moment going through the platform, it works in a really similar way than all the other money market, like for example Qubit platform that we have seen, we have talked just a couple of days ago. And if you missed that video, I will leave you also the link in the right corner here, but also Banky, that is another money market, that I will leave you also the link here. How all of these platforms are working? Well, it's quite easy. You have just to deposit your assets and you can borrow some other assets. On Parrot, it works in a slightly different way, because yes, you are depositing your asset, but you are not borrowing against any other user, but you are just creating a new asset, the PAI, that is a stable coin, that is representing the liquidity that you have just added. And how we will see in a moment, the real advantage of using this kind of mechanism is that we are able to borrow stablecoins at a really low interest ratio, and we will see it in a moment. Before going through the platform, I would like to have a look also to DeFi Llama and to understand how is behaving the platform related to the total value locked into the platform. Right now, as you can see here, Parrot is in the 8th position with a total value locked of 386 million. If we compare it with the most important platform like Saber, Sunny, or even Raydium, we could say that the total value locked inside Parrot is quite low. But even if the total value locked inside the platform is quite low, if we compare it to Saber, Sunny, Raydium is like 10x less. Saber is much higher in total value locked than just Parrot. But it doesn't mean that Parrot protocol is less important, because as we will see, it is really offering something that could really have some great implication on the market. As you can see also from the trend of the total value locked inside the platform has exploded around the beginning of September, going from just 100 million to more than 300 million. Right now, the value locked inside the platform is quite steady, and it's in part related to what is going on in the market, because we are seeing a phase in the market with the Bitcoin price that has decreased, right now has gone back to by another 10%. We will see how the whole market will behave in the next couple of weeks and months, and related to accordingly what will happen in the market, also the Parrot protocol value that is locked inside the platform will change accordingly. As you probably know, they just released the Parrot protocol token, the PRT, and right now it has a price of 0.017. It has just a really small history, because as you can see here, it has been released around the mid of September, so it's really too early to make any kind of analysis. What I can say about this token is that it is a governance token, as you can see here. This is a document from Parrot that I will leave you also in the description below. What are the tokenomics of PRT? Total supply is 21 billion. The 35% of this supply will be used as protocol incentives, the 20% to Team Angels, 10% to IDO that has just concluded, and 10% to ecosystem and partnership, 20% seed, and 5% to the protocol controlled reserve. If you want to know more, you can go and have a look directly to this document. And if you're wondering if you should buy the Parrot token, my answer is obviously it really depends from your strategy and why do you buy this kind of token. In my personal strategy, the answer is not. I will never buy this kind of token. Another story is deciding to hold it from the rewards that you are receiving. That's another story, and that could be an idea. It really depends why you decide to hold and what you are seeing in this kind of project and why you are investing in this project and not in another one. More in general, as always, it really depends on your strategy and how your portfolio is allocated. So do always your own research before decide if you want to jump into this kind of investments or not. In any case, the real value of the platform is not related to the Parrot token. The Parrot token is just the governance token. So if you want to participate to the governance, take decision, make a proposal, and so on, having some Parrot token could be an idea. Otherwise, if you want to just receive the advantage from using the platform, you don't need the Parrot token. Let's have a look on how it works. Well, it's really easy to understand. This is the main interface and it allows you to mint PAI. What does it mean? Minting PAI means that you are depositing your asset, the asset that is available for this kind of feature. And if you click here, you can see that there are different kind of assets that you can use as a collateral to mint PAI. let's say that you have some Sol. You have some Sol. Sol is the coin of Solana, and you wanna continue to hold your Sol, but at the same time you want to have the opportunity to be liquid on the market and to do some other investments. So what you can do, you can just come here into the platform of Parrot, deposit your Sol in the amount that you are interested to deposit. Let's say that we want to deposit 10 Sol. And you have after that to choose the amount of PAI that you want to receive back. There is a maximum amount that is 1071, and this is related to the maximum collateral ratio that is allowed by the platform for each asset. In this case, the liquidation will be triggered at the collateral ratio of 150%. It means that in the moment when your Solana, the Sol that you have deposited into the Parrot protocol have a value that is less than 100% of the PAI that you have borrowed, that you have minted, in this case your position will be liquidated because there is the threshold trigger is at 150%. That's the reason why it could be more safe to choose like a 50% of the collateral ratio. In this case, you will not receive around 1000 but just around 500 PAI. You can always check if your collateral ratio is good or not through this slider here that allows you to understand how at risk you are. If you choose a position that is near the red, it means that you are at risk. If it's green, you are safe. As we were talking about just a moment ago, what is really interesting about Parrot is that allows you to take some borrow for a really low interest rate. In this case, it's just 0.2. It means that the interest rate that you are gonna pay on a yearly base is just 0.2%. That is really low if we compare it with the interest rate of many other platforms that are asking you to pay 3%, 4%, 2%, 10%. It really depends on what kind of platform you are using, what kind of protocol, and what kind of asset you are asking for. Here you can also find the liquidation price Sol. In this case, it is written that the threshold is 67.13. So if the price of Solana goes down $67, your position will be liquidated. And you can always check the actual price, the current price of Sol, and right now is 164. This is how it works, this interface. If you want to know more on what kind of opportunities is offering right now the Parrot Finance protocol, you can use also the Vaults feature. Into the Vaults feature, you can find all the different pair that you can use to mint PAI. It's not something different from what we have seen in this interface, but it's just another way to visualize the same information. Let's say, for example, in the previous example, we were depositing Sol and asking back some and minting some PAI. This is the same feature that we are seeing here, just with another interface. In this case, let's say that we want to do the same that we have just done previously. All you have to do is to press mint, and you will have the same interface that we have just seen previously. Remember that in this column, the first asset is the asset that you are depositing. The second asset is the asset that you are borrowing. Let's say in this case that you have a pair composed by USDC PAI. It means that you are depositing your USDC and receiving back some PAI. Here into the column of collateral ratio, you can check which is the threshold that you have to respect. It means in this case it's minimum is 120%. It means that if you deposit 120 USDC, you can ask for at a maximum of 100 PAI. Really interesting is that if we are talking about depositing a stable asset and asking for some PAI, there is no liquidation. It means, as you can see here, would never liquidate. And the reason is simply because the ratio between the two assets in value, in dollar value, will never change, or at least it should be like that. Another interesting feature is that you can also deposit not only single asset, but also asset LP tokens that you have already received from other platforms. Let's say that you have just added liquidity to the pool BTC, RAM BTC on Saber. You can come here into the Parrot Finance platform and just deposit your LP tokens to receive some PBTC. In this case, PBTC is just another way that you can tokenize your BTC. This PBTC is representing the Bitcoin liquidity that you have just deposited into the platform. And the letter P is just Parrot. It means just a Parrot Bitcoin, this kind of PBTC. As you can see here, would never liquidate, and the reason is the same as previously, because we are depositing into some Bitcoin asset, some liquidity that is pegged to the Bitcoin, and we are minting, so we are receiving some asset that is also pegged to the Bitcoin price. So it would never be liquidated. The same you can do also for the Mercurial LP. Let's say in this case that you have added liquidity to the pool into the Mercurial platform, and if you missed the tutorial and the complete overview to the Mercurial platform, I will leave you also the link in the right corner here. If you have just added liquidity to USDC, USDT, UST pool, you can come here into the Parrot Finance platform and just deposit your LP tokens to mint some other PAI. Also in this case, you would never be liquidated, and you have just to pay a borrow rate of 0.1%, so it is a really low percentage. You can go on, as you can see here. You can also deposit your Ray LP tokens, so the LP tokens that you have received from Raydium, and so on. The platform is also working to integrate other platforms to give you the opportunity to mint PAI from different kind of assets. A new entry for the Parrot Finance protocol is this first pool. This pool is the Parrot PAI. Parrot is the token of the PRT is the token of the Parrot Finance protocol, and PAI is just the stablecoin from the Parrot Finance protocol. It requires a collateral ratio of 2000%, and the mechanism is simply the same of what we have seen just previously. And what is interesting here is that there is an APY, so they are rewarding you for depositing some PRT and receiving some PAI back, and the interest right now is 11.92%. So it could be an idea. If you have some PRT, you can just come here and start earning some additional rewards on it, but at the same time be always liquid, having the opportunity to use some PAI to do whatever you want to do with them. Going on, there is also a stake feature. The staking pool is something really interesting because it allows you to stake your SOL not through the traditional mechanism that you have to choose a validator node and delegate your SOL and so on. And not even just through your wallet. For example, Exodus right now is offering you the possibility to stake your SOL through their own service. But what is the problem? That in all of this case, you are losing the opportunity to be liquid on the market, because you are depositing you are staking your SOL, and you don't have them anymore in your wallet. On Parrot, it is something different, because it allows you to stake your SOL, but at the same time you will receive back some PRT SOL. The PRT SOL is just the token that is representing the liquidity, the SOL that you have just staked into the protocol. And at the same time, you will start earning some rewards, and the amount right now is the 7%. And once you have received your PRT SOL that are representing the SOL that you have just staked, you can use this PRT SOL to deposit it to some other protocol. For example, you can use PRT SOL on Saber. As you can see here, there is a pool PRT SOL. What does it mean? It means that you can start earning some additional rewards to your to the rewards that you are just receiving from just staking your SOL, and that's an advantage compared to any other kind of service, for example the Exodus, or what you are seeing usually when you just stake into a node your SOL. Let's go back for a moment to the documentation. As you can see here, if we go into the stake pool feature, there is something that you should know, because if it is really easy to stake your SOL and receive back your PRT, all you have to do is click the deposit, choose the amount, you will receive the corresponding PRT SOL, and you are done. That's quite easy. You receive your PRT SOL directly into your wallet, and you will have nothing else to do. Slightly different is the mechanism when you want to withdraw your SOL. In this case, what you have to do, it's quite easy. You have just, first of all, click withdraw, complete the same interface that we have seen just previously, and click withdraw. But that's not sufficient, because as you can see here, you will have an interface that is saying to you staking accounts and state inactive. What does it mean? That yes, you have unstaked your SOL, but your SOL are still delegated to a staking account. To receive and to have the availability again of your SOL into your wallet, you need to undelegate your SOL. And there are different ways that you can do it. First of all, you can use staking.io. You can find it in the documentation, the link. Connect your wallet, obviously the same wallet that is connected to your staking account. And after that, you can just click undelegate. Otherwise, you can unstake also with Phantom. You have to, on your Phantom wallet, you will see your staking account, and you have to complete, as the documentation is saying, all the process to undelegate them. As you can see, it's nothing difficult, because it's just 3 different steps. Click from the menu withdraw stake, and you are done. Or otherwise, you can also use SOL Flare to unstake, to undelegate your SOL. Okay, I will also leave you the link in the description below, so you can find all the information to understand clearly how it works. Going back to the platform, there is one last label that we have to see. It is called the rewards. Here you will find eventually some rewards in case you have the right to receive them. As you can see, for example, from this kind of documents, right now there is some incentives that will go on. As you can see here, there are 80 million on PRT for PSOL and PAI as in incentives. And here you can find the whole breakdown on how they will be divided for each feature. And if you are one of the users that have the right to receive this kind of rewards, you will receive them in this section here. Anyway, keep always an eye on the news, because the allocation for each kind of rewards could change moment by moment, and the campaign right now is going to the end, at least this campaign that I have just shown you right now. Okay guys, going back and let's summarize what we have seen and let's try to understand if Parrot is a platform that really deserves our attention or not. For what is my humble opinion, I would say that yes, we need protocols like Parrot because it is something that allows us to be liquid on the market, because as I was saying before, it is nice to keep holding your cryptos, but it could be also a missed opportunity because holding just your cryptos, it's not allowing you to have the liquidity necessary to using another DeFi protocol on whatever you want to do with your liquidity. Tools like, for example, Parrot allows you to borrow against, to receive against your own liquidity from your own asset, some stable coins that you have the opportunity to receive it with a really low interest rate. Right now is around 0.1 or 0.2%, so we can say it's almost free. One of the possible strategy is to leverage your PAI to create a circle to continuously asking more PAI. What does it mean? Let's say that you deposit some USDC, you receive some PAI, you go back and swap your PAI to another USDC, for some other USDC, you come back to the Parrot Finance and you convert again USDC against PAI, and you continue this cycle until the value of USDC and PAI that you can swap is near to zero. In this way, you continuously add yield, you are adding interest on top of what you were just earning some moments ago. And this kind of investment, this kind of strategy is something that is quite, let's say, not 100% secure, because into the DeFi ecosystem nothing is 100% secure, but at least until the value of PAI is pegged to the value of USDC, until this kind of ratio remains stable, you can keep doing this kind of mechanism, this kind of logic continuously, because the value, you will be always sure that you are able to repay your debt, because you are receiving some PAI that has the same value of USDC, so we'll be able to repay it. What's the problem? The problem is that in case of any kind of problem, and if the USDC and the PAI will lose the peg, you are at risk to lose money, because you will have to repay an amount that is higher than what you have just deposited. And in this case, it means that you are encountering a loss. The only thing that personally I don't like from the Parrot Finance, it is that it's not so user-friendly. The documentation is really confusing. Many information are not clear. For example, it's not clear which is the liquidation fee, because obviously in the moment when you have been liquidated, because for example, always remember that in some case, as we have seen, for example, in the case of Solana, so you are depositing Solana and you are receiving some PAI. In this case, there is a liquidation threshold. And in the moment you trigger this threshold, you will have to pay also a liquidation fee. The amount of this fee, it's not clear, and it is something that is not easy to retrieve from the platform. And also the mechanism to go back from your PRT Sol to again your Sol and unstaking them, it's not so user-friendly, because you have firstly to unstake, to withdraw them, but after that you have also to undelegate them. Much easier is, for example, the mechanism that is using Mercurial Finance, that I will do a video in the next couple of days, so stay tuned. So yes, the idea behind Parrot, this kind of protocols is something that we really need, because having the opportunity to be always liquid on the market, so having always more liquidity to use to invest on other DeFi protocol is something that is really nice. But at the same time, I believe that we also need more platforms that are more user-friendly. Platforms that are investing to make it easier for users to use their own platform, to have an understanding of how it works in a really fast and immediate way. And this is something that, at least in my opinion, it's not happening on Parrot. Anyway, as always, we are always talking about really young platforms that are continuously growing and implementing new features and new interfaces and new documentation. So that's quite normal that a protocol that has just born could have still a lot of work to do. But in any case, if you think that we are talking about a protocol that already has 400 million side of it, even if it has a user experience, the documentation, it is quite chaotic. Let's imagine what could happen if they improve this kind of services. Okay guys, that's all for today. I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you are not yet, and please leave me also a thumbs up to help me spread the word and reach more people. Thank you for following me guys, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye!